Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we'll be showing off what we got at this gun show.
That's right, folks. Yesterday we went out to the Antelope Valley Gun Show and had a.
Down.
Yeah, we went out there.
I don't any directions.
We went to the Antelope Valley Gun Show. We had a great time. Made a lot of acquaintances and connections with old friends and new.
Yep.
Picked up a lot of cool stuff. We'll show you them one by one here in just a second. Starting with the first thing we not really the first thing, we're not going to go in order, but
Yeah.
the first thing we're going to show you some really nice targets from M1 Targets. They were very nice to us, gave us a couple of free targets, and they wanted to take our picture and throw it up on their Instagram and Facebook page
And website.
So go ahead and check them out if you want to see some awkward pictures of me and the boy.
Yeah, and the friend.
Yeah, and like I said, they were nice enough to hand us a couple of free targets for our troubles, and I'm going to show you one of the cooler ones they got.
Yeah, don't hold it upside down.
This one is to focus on the green areas. We'll just leave it at that. It's kind of a creepy target, but it's the first one that rolled up on the pad here, and the people there informed us that the green is actually an easier target to aim for when targeting for various biological reasons, and I didn't know that, so we'll start to make our targets green, just to make use of that. Again, thank you
Super
everybody
nice
out there at M1 Targets. You can guarantee we'll be coming back.
Yep.
Not just to the gun show, but to your website whenever we're needing some paper to put holes in. Next, we got this from a good friend of ours. We've been hanging out with these guys at the show
Since the first one.
Since the very first one. Yuri Drell and his old man are great guys. They're so much fun to talk to.
Yeah.
If you guys go to the show, the next one will be in November. Definitely stop by and talk to them. You can't miss them. They're the two Russian gentlemen that have all kinds of cool knives, all kinds of really good bargains there. We picked up this crossbow to more or less replace our old crossbow. We still have it. It still works.
But it's not as good.
Yeah, it's just a 20-pound little pistol crossbow. This one we've already taken for a test drive and
Yeah.
put a couple of, not really holes in anything, because the targets we picked were too hard.
And very bad.
Yeah, we broke one. We broke one of the bolts already, which is kind of a drag. But
we kind of did we messed up.
Yeah, we should. We
did a thing that you're usually not supposed to do with anything.
Yeah. But needless to say, we're gonna play with this and practice all summer long. Probably this week we'll put together a softer but still durable target. Definitely don't use wood as your crossbow targets.
Well, no, what the problem was the brick wall.
Yeah, if you're not really good at it, practice a little bit closer until you get better at it, and definitely don't hit a brick wall because...
Well, you don't want to hit anything with a brick wall.
Right.
Yes.
Then the little guy picked up a Rambo style knife. It's really just a variation of the Bowie knife, I believe. And he picked this up. It kind of surprised me. I didn't think this was his style. Oh, was it the same guys?
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay, awesome. I bet they love that. Our friend who went along also picked up something pretty nice, but we're not gonna talk about that and get him into trouble with his mom, who never watches the channel anyway. So, you know what? Screw it. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But the little guy's best friend and the two of us, we all had a great time, and this will be a good tool for him. The other way, you did it again.
I did it again. Wow.
If he wants to, help with the wood process for making campfires and things like that. Putting up your tent, you can use it. The usual things. But it's always good to have a really good, solid, full tang, hunting knife. Let's say, as opposed to some of the cheaper survival knives. Get something that only has the one purpose, that being cutting, instead of all the little bells and whistles they throw on all these, really rinky-dink survival knives. So I'm really glad he picked that out. I picked up something just a little goof. It's just a little sort of cutesy pocket knife, but I'm a sucker for what at least look like double edge. It's not really double edge, but it's got that whole stiletto look to it, kind of like a little miniature Sykes Fairbairn knife, which happens to be my favorite knife of all time. Don't know why. It just is. It's just that sleek, aerodynamic, really thin, double edged pointy needle kind of a knife. That's always been my bag. And it came with this nice cute little scabbard. But I picked it up because it was on the table of a company that we have grown to absolutely love out there, and we were almost really disappointed because we literally could not find them until the very end of the show because they were at the very last table, and I almost passed them
the second
on.
building.
Yeah, I almost thought that they didn't show up this time, and I was kind of like, oh no, we came out here. We really came out there to see somebody else and them, who we'll talk about in just a moment. But I'm going to put this off to the side because the dog is barking like a crazy rabbit.
Isn't he always?
Yeah, that's our mud for us.
Yep.
But it was $10, and I liked it, so I just picked it up. Kind of, I'll never use it. I'll never wear it. It's just, I almost want to give it to the wife because it's so pretty. But then to go on to one of our favorite places. I needed some paintballs for the target gun that I showed you guys last time.
Yep.
And these little paintballs, when I first got them home, I thought I got the wrong thing. These tiny little balls are actually paintballs. They're only 43 caliber size paintballs, and they're gonna leave quite a welt because they're pretty solid. There's barely any paint in them, which is kind of funny if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because a normal paintball, if I were to put this much pressure on it, I'd be cleaning up a mess, but these, not so much. I actually had to stick that knife that I just showed you into it to prove that they are, in fact, paintballs. But got 430 of them, I think, 450 of them for like $10. So the other target pistol that we got last week, or last time I went to the show, it was like 2 months ago.
Last week.
Yeah, I wish it was last week. A gun show every week.
Yeah.
Not only would I be in the doghouse, ladies and gentlemen, but I'd be in the poorhouse. Shall we go on to what do you want to do? Same company? Might as well.
No, save that one for last.
Really, as opposed to this one for last? Because we're running out of things to show off. Which you want to show off this?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you all came here to see. I'm wearing the Kraken Skulls hat because I just absolutely love these guys.
Yep.
But this is my newest acquisition. It is a circular saw blade. It is a baseball bat, and it is barbed wired.
Yep.
They also were nice enough to give me some good old-fashioned red, white, and blue grip tape on it. They do custom tape. They also do custom jobs.
Yeah.
So when you go over to Kraken Skulls on Instagram or wherever you want to go find them, they do all kinds of custom stuff. I would have actually got a different bat than this one this time. The one that said "We the People" on it, but that one got taken like seconds right out of my hand. I was just like, oh. But you know what? This was a close second. I almost cut myself trying to carry this out of the show, but not because of the blade, but because of the barbed wire. Because I just threw it over my shoulder, kind of caveman style. And needless to say, this one got quite a few looks on the way out. It was just people were just like, that can't be legal. Well, sure is. Until I get it to the car. Until I get it home. But if I take it outside right now, walking around, probably not a good idea. So if you ever want to come over and visit unannounced, you got two options. So there you have it from Kraken Skulls, guys. Absolutely love your stuff. Your bats are the coolest thing I have seen in a gun show.
Yep.
In over 40 years of going to the gun show, I've gone to every gun show within, damn near flying distance of where I live.
Yep.
And this is the coolest thing I have ever seen. Not because, I really want to use them, just because the thought of someone seeing it, they're just going to be, they're not even going to think twice. They're just going to head for the hills. Don't have to cock it. Don't have to make that shotgunny noise. They just see that and they're like, I'm sorry, wrong house. And that'll be it, folks. And if you ever have to use it, you can guarantee that it was well made, sturdy as heck.
Mm-hmm.
And we are actually going to be doing an interview with the creators over at Mayhem Bats, Cracking Skulls. Sometime in the next couple of months, I need to get together with them, but they're absolutely on board with talking about their product for a little while. And maybe there'll be a promo code. Maybe I can squeeze that in for you guys, because they've got a new bat that I'm probably going to show on Instagram and Facebook. It's a bat with, I kid you not, a Thor's hammer block of wood right there at the very end. It's Thor's hammer with a baseball bat handle. Okay, I could never swing anything like that. It's just a little too off for me. But I know, Connell, if you see it, you will absolutely fall in love with it. If you don't buy one, I'm probably going to have to buy one and then smack you in the kneecaps with it. Not the hammer part, but the bat part. Because it's freaking epic. You couldn't make a more dwarven looking baseball bat if you tried. If you got dwarves to make it, this is what you would get.
They're all amazing.
Yeah, they are. They've got spikes. They've got barbed wire. They've got superhero colors. So. They've got all kinds of different paint jobs and styles. They even have these mini bats. The little mini bats you get at the baseball game as a souvenir. Well, imagine one with nails or barbed wire or blades sticking out of it. So that way, if your wife or your kid's sister or someone like that wants to do what they do, you're good to go. But we're actually going to talk more about that in the interview show.
Yeah.
Because he had a couple of interesting stories on how that came to pass. You want to do your two items now?
Sure.
Okay, let's start with the little one.
Yep.
He picked himself out a nice matching dagger and sword. I'm really proud of the little guy. His taste in blades is perfect. I almost would have bought this set myself, but I'd already kind of spent a ton of money, and I pretty much have every sword I would ever want, except for a good axe, and well, now I got a good axe. Right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
And then the next one is the long sword to go with it. Now, like I told him, neither of these came. You don't have to pull the blade all the way out if you don't want to, but just there you go. It's full tang. Nice solid construction, stainless everywhere, leather on the scabbard and handle.
Yep.
And let's slide it back in, and you can give them kind of like a close-up of the handle. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to read what it says on the handle.
This one doesn't say anything on the handle.
Oh, okay.
It's the other one.
Okay. But as you can tell, nice leather grip. I really, really approve. Nice stitching, nice brushed nickel. Full tang. What'd you pay for this one? Oh, you don't want to say?
No, I don't remember the individual prices, but I know in total I paid around $100. I don't know if it was
for the two.
For the two, yes.
Okay, and like I said, there is no frog or scabbard, belt attachment. We'll have to work something out. Maybe find someone who really works with leather, or maybe we can take them to the Renaissance Fair one of these days and get that so that they can, actually hang on a belt instead of just hang on a wall.
Yeah.
But, which is something I'm really surprised they didn't think of when they made these. But I'm guessing they're really more for, wall decoration. How often do you really get a chance to walk down the street with a sword and dagger and aren't instantly arrested and taken off to the Who Scout?
Yeah.
But these were all, really good. On his part, he's got great taste. Obviously, not every kid should be out doing what we're doing, but mind you, I these are all put away properly.
Yep.
They're not toys. We do not play with them like toys. We've got wooden swords and gear for that purpose. If we ever really want to, screw around, practice, whatever you want to call it, we've got all that gear set up, and we can go in the backyard and practice, and no one will lose an eye. They might get a bruise, smack on the ass, whatever. Maybe some splinters, but nobody's going to the hospital. Yeah. Not yet, anyways. I'm sure once he hits full teenagerhood, talking about 16, 17, I better keep one eye open when I'm sleeping. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. the little guy is, if you guys have watched the show for any amount of time, you know, kid's more responsible than I am. Now on to the last item, which was an absolute just stunner for both of us.
Yep.
I've been planning on getting an airsoft version of this for a very long time, but I'm like, yeah, you know, I know as soon as I take it home, it's just going to fall apart. You know, one of those, you know, a lot of airsoft guns are, you know, nothing, they're just more or less glorified, you know, dart guns from the old days. It's got a spring, you push it in, dink, you know. But this was, I went there, you know, looking for that shotgun I told you about, the double barrel shotgun that fires two 40 caliber plastic balls or paint balls or tear gas balls, but
we found something else.
I found something. I'm not going to say better, because self-defense purposes, not so much. But when they told me that the double-barreled shotgun, it's like this big, it's a sawed-off shotgun, and it's got this dorky little handle in the front that I absolutely despise. But it only holds 2 rounds. You shoot, both come out, knock your aggressor down to the ground safely. Well, not for him. I mean,
yeah.
He's not going to the hospital unless you hit him in the face. But, you know, it will definitely deter some sort of home invader or anything like that, especially if you don't want to put holes in your wall and you don't want to hurt anybody outside the house. And, you know, a safer alternative to, you know, pulling out a real firearm. These are meant to, you know, a little bit stronger than tear gas, but unfortunately it only holds 2 rounds. And while sure you're probably going to hit, for me, if you don't, then it just becomes something pretty much useless in your hand. So I'll stick with the target pistol that we showed you guys last time from the last show, if you're lucky, and you don't catch me in a grumpy mood and I go for something, you know, more dangerous. But I really like the target pistol as my go-to, because that way, the marker pistol, excuse me, it's not a target pistol, it's a marker pistol. I'd rather go with the marker pistol because, you know, I don't want anybody getting hurt permanently 90% of the time. But enough of jibber-jabbering. I don't know if you can see what this is, the glare. This is a broom-handled Mauser, fully automatic BB gun. It's not a toy, but it's not a real weapon. Okay, you need to take just as much care with this as you would a regular BB gun, or a dart gun, or any other CO2 air gun. Because that's what this is. It's a CO2 air gun, but it just happens to be modeled after the greatest handgun ever designed. The broom-handled Mauser was my favorite gun growing up as a kid. My old man had 20 of these matching parts, perfectly stock, that he purchased online when he was a kid. He paid
online.
Not online.
He purchased them online?
Sorry, you're right. He didn't purchase them online. God, that's so stupid. No, he purchased them mail order back in the 50s and 60s when he was just a kid. He was 16 years old, and he could purchase real firearms through the mail, send him a check, and they'd send him legal firearms. So he had 20 broom-handled Mausers and 20 matching part Lugers before I was born, and then he sold them all to, I guess, pay for my being born and getting married and all that stuff. And I just died when he told me that, because, you know, at that time it was my favorite gun. It's still my favorite handgun of all handguns ever made. And all I got was a black and white photo of his collection. I never got to touch one of them, never got to see one with my own eyes. And to this day, if you try to pick up a real broom-handled Mauser of any you know, quality, you're going to be spending $3 to $5, maybe even $7 grand. However, I picked up this BB gun for $1.50, and it has a real magazine that holds, I want to say, like 14 or 20 rounds of BBs, and the CO2 canister is in the magazine.
It's not a grenade.
No. We'll go into that some other time.
Someday, but just that day is not today.
But you know, this is solid metal. It's actually this magazine is heavier than some of the air guns that I have, but it's solid steel. You could really hurt somebody with it if you actually were so inclined. It'd be kind of dumb when you get that.
Why would you want to?
But you know, if you don't see Han Solo's pistol when you look at this, then you don't know what Han Solo's pistol looks like, because that is in fact what it was designed after. It's got full safety, sliding target, depending on the elevation. The elevation will determine how far away you're shooting. But it's got semi-automatic or full automatic capabilities. Again, this is not a real gun. This is a BB gun. Wood
And we're
handle.
not just saying that.
No, it's wood handle. I wish this was real. Oh my God, if this is real.
Yeah.
I'd be out at the range right now. I don't know where I'd find ammo for it unless it was a 9mm version. But even then, this is absolutely beautiful in every respect. It looks and feels like an original, because I have held originals before. It's got a nice grip, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I busted up my pinky finger here, and I've been worried that I wouldn't be able to use some of my handguns because I'm just not getting the grip back that I used to. I know that if I try to fire my Desert Eagle right now, I'd end up dropping it. The kick, etc. would I just wouldn't be able to get the full grip because I don't have my pinky finger fully back to.
Is it as bad as it was with the bikes?
No, I know it's getting better. I'm forcing it so that I can
there was
get
a time where it was so bad that when his bike got a flat tire, he couldn't fix it.
Yeah, I couldn't grip the wrenches that I needed to fix the tire, but this was absolutely just a dream come true. We're gonna go take
it. And it was a really good price.
Yeah, it really was compared to some of the other things we've purchased lately, and how much I was going to spend on the double barrel shotgun, which
and how much you would have spent on that.
Yeah, I'm glad I got this. Even though it's a lot more expensive than the soft air versions and BB gun versions I've seen.
When something's expensive, it's either actually really bad and just expensive because of useless reasons. But this is not that.
No. And we'll take this out back tomorrow and run a couple of CO2 canisters through it.
Yeah.
And just see how much fun we can have, because we regularly use the Red Ryder BB gun and the other BB guns that we have, just to practice trigger control and sighting, and really close distance targeting, because we have a wind issue here where it's very, very windy, and even standing 20 feet away from a target, you can see the BB just go off completely with the wind. We have a pellet gun that we could use, but it's one of those brake barrels, and I hate brake barrels. I almost bought another one from Yuri, but I'm like, oh, God, I hate brake barrels. You got to crack the barrel to prime it for firing, and it's one shot. You might as well be loading a musket, in my opinion. Unless it's some sort of competitive, target shooting thing, I'm done. If I'd have known it was a brake barrel when I bought the one I got for him way back, I probably wouldn't have got it. But it's in the collection if we ever, just want to practice or take out a bird, because that's about all it's good for, or a rat. But
or a cat.
We don't shoot cats.
Okay, one time, I didn't, but I did grab the gun. You don't remember?
No, I don't.
You were asleep, that's why. Yeah, we had some birds, some pigeons. They broke their wings, landed in the backyard.
Yeah, we were nursing some birds back to health, and the cats were starting to go, hey, that's where the birds are. I remember that now. Yeah.
And they kept.
And we had to just scare the cats off because we didn't want the birds to become dinner. Unfortunately, they became dinner anyways.
No, only one of them. The first one.
Yeah, one of them. One of them escaped.
A raven, or not a raven. We don't live near ravens.
It was a crow.
Yeah, I don't know why I said raven. Yeah, a crow swooped down, grabbed it,
and picked it up. Yeah. But there you have it, folks. That's our haul from this weekend. That is the things we can show you online that we just don't want to take any chances.
This is everything, right?
No, it's not. But it's all the cool stuff. Let's put it that way. You guys don't care about the fishing hooks and things like that we got. But we had fun. We're going to go back again. We hope you guys enjoy this sort of thing. Some of our friends, were curious to see what we got. And, if this isn't your bag, don't take offense. We're not out there, advocating for harming people or anything like that. This is just a hobby, no different than throwing a Frisbee to us, except we use big, metal, heavy Frisbees. Okay? So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys come back and see us, later on tonight, because we're going to do an actual craft not a craft video, but
the showcase.
The show, which is kind of funny because we got 2 shows in one day, if you think about it. But we also had a great time with Connell. Hope you guys are all watching his show with us and with him and anything else he does, especially you vets out there, because he's going to be, reaching out to the vets who are gamers and seeing what we all can do to help, along with Max Liao over on Legion of Myth, Bruce Lombardo, and all the gang. We love our vets, and we're very grateful for everything that you've done to keep us all safe. And until next time,
good night.
Bye, everybody.